Real Talk and Realty. I am Marla Lewis, and I'm here with my co-host, Kimberly Dixon Dudley. How are you, ma'am?
Lovely. Feeling like I want to be on the island today.
All right. Wonderful, wonderful. Y'all catch that in a minute. Lisa White, how are you?
I am lovely, Marla.
Good. Very
Looking
good.
Beautiful.
You too, as always.
Thank you.
Know?
I'm excited about today's show.
Yeah, you are.
I really am.
Me too. Me too. So I may as well tell you, that are watching, we're going to be talking about island investing, okay, on today's show. You can tell by Kimberly's beautiful dress.
Yes.
She's ready to be on the island. And then, of course, Lisa says you could be on the island instead of being here. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, really? I am the island.
All right now.
Yeah, I bring it every time I come. Wherever I am, there is the island.
There's the island. Okay, well, I'm glad you feel that way because today,
I'm speechless.
you don't know what to do with that, huh?
I never know what to do with it.
Yeah, Lisa is something else.
One-liner, the queen of the one-liner.
Now, so we are the island. We just need to go find the resort.
That's it.
That part.
That's it.
Ooh, that part. From across the way.
Our guest today, ladies, she'll be able to tell us all that we need to know about our beautiful Galveston Island. I'm so excited because you know what? We've still coming out of COVID. I know everybody's tired of talking about the pandemic, but in that pandemic, coming out of it, we found where families want to be more together. They're traveling still, but we're doing things a little bit different. And now, because of the expensive gas prices, we could do those things. People are looking to do those things even closer to home.
Right.
So this show is going to be a very important show and informative show for those of you that are from or live within the Houston and surrounding areas. We have a treat for you, a specialist from Galveston Island. Yes. So don't go away, but we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Harold.
And I'm Estelle.
And we're here to share our experience with Lisa White as our realtor. We had a 43-year-old rental property that our tenants let us know without warning that they were moving, and as a result we had to act on the situation, and we didn't have anybody, we didn't have a realtor in mind, so we went to our goddaughter and she recommended Lisa White. We got with Lisa, we did a walkthrough of the house, and Lisa told us what our options were, and Lisa said that the house had good vibes and good bones, but if we decided to sell the house as is, we would not get anywhere near the amount of money that we were hoping to get for the property. But she was saying with some careful decision making and injection of income into the property in the right places, that we could get a fair market value for the home. And so that I got out of the way and I let the ladies discuss how to improve the property. And so when the two of them got together talking about what they wanted, and Lisa was keeping us aware of what the trends were at the time. As a result, the final outcome was that we actually sold the home for way above what we really thought it would be able to sell for. We recommend Lisa highly. She was always there. She didn't just put a sale sign in the front yard. She was with us all the way.
You're watching Red Door Conversations, Real Talk and Realty, and we are super excited today because we have an expert from the island of Galveston. So, if you want to know about island investing, just wait a second.
Don't move.
Don't move. Don't move. What they need to do, get your pen, your pad, all of that, take notes in your phone, whatever it is that you need to do, because we have somebody behind that red door, lady, and I'm excited because I want to know more from her.
Yes.
So, who's behind the red door?
Come on out. Yes. Yes.
How y'all doing?
Well, doing well. Welcome to Red Door Conversations.
Yes. Thank you.
How
It's
are
good to
you?
be here.
Good.
It's not that far of a drive.
Nah, at all.
So guys, this lady, her name is Sylvia Barrett, and she is an agent on the island of Galveston.
Yes.
So, Sylvia, tell us, because we have viewers from all over, tell us where Galveston is in relation to the city of Houston.
So it took me about an hour or so to get here today.
Okay.
Light traffic, just straight down 45 until you hit the water. Yeah, once you get over the bridge, you've got a lot of opportunities there for investing, for playing.
For all of
Anything
that.
you want, anything you don't have in Houston.
Okay. Now, have you noticed an increase of people wanting to invest on the island?
Absolutely. Just like everywhere, we've noticed it with home sales, home prices, bidding wars, cash buyers. We get renters coming in that all of a sudden say, I want to buy a second house and I want to rent it out. And I'm going to do it myself. And so we've got a lot of interest. A lot of people coming from California and other coasts.
That's where I was
Okay.
gonna ask. Where are the other people coming from?
California, and a lot of the renters are coming from the Midwest, from Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin.
Really?
I think it's close for them. Like y'all said, they can drive down without coming from New York or coming, you know.
They come straight
So
through Dallas.
yeah, so buyers are
straight
coming.
down 45.
Buyers coming from the coasts, and a lot of renters coming from Midwest, coming down in campers, staying at RV parks.
So for our listeners and our viewers that have no idea, they've never heard of Galveston, what is Galveston known for? Why would someone want to come and vacation or even invest in Galveston?
Well, we've got a great tourist market there. They're revitalizing the Strand district downtown. They're, constantly.
Now, what is the Strand?
The Strand is a kind of touristy part of the island on the
Okay.
harbor side. There's restaurants, bars,
There's Ferris wheel.
blocks and blocks of just walking,
Yes.
door to door, ice cream shops, coffee shops, like I said, bars, boutiques.
You know
So
what it
a
reminds
fun
me of?
time.
It's like Venice. You know,
Okay.
have you ever been to Venice Beach and there's like different kind of shops and
Okay.
surfer shops? It's really an
yeah.
island.
Yes.
You know? People think
Yes.
of Houston, they really don't think of, you know,
Yeah, trolley cars.
going to the
Yeah,
beach.
Absolutely. They've got a lot of tourist things down there, old-timey photos. They've got hurricane simulation booths there, about the 1900 storm in Galveston. There's the Alyssa ship you can visit. I mean,
Okay.
there's just tons of things to do down at Strand. That's one part of it.
Now, you mentioned something just a moment ago that I want to touch on. You talked about an RV park. I didn't know that there were RV parks down there just until recently.
There's actually a couple new ones that just popped up in the last 5-6 years. Camp overnight on the beach in
You
Galveston
can't?
County.
Or
You
you
cannot.
can?
You cannot.
Really?
If you go over to Surfside, you'll see campers on the beach overnight. Also Crystal Beach on that other side there. Galveston, no.
But is that where you get some of the people that, do they come in RVs and then say, you know what, I'm thinking about actually buying something myself here?
Not as much. I think those people, we call them snowbirds. They come in the winter and they go back home in the summer.
Okay.
When they
Okay.
come from all over, but a lot of them come from Heartland and up north where they're just trying to get out of the weather and come to the island. So they have year-round sunshine if they do it this way. That's
Okay.
what they're called,
So
snowbirds.
real
Yep.
island living. So when I think about watching movies about people vacationing on the island, I've never heard anybody say I want to go to Galveston, Texas, but there's a lot there's a lot to do. There's a lot to do. There's
is
a lot
growing.
to where
It is a lot to do
invest.
there.
What are some of the common myths? Because you said you have people from the Midwest, from the West Coast, who are excited to come down to Galveston, and I love it. It's 45 minutes to an hour. But what are some of the myths that you want to share with our
And doing
viewers?
investing in second homes
Yeah.
there? Well, one thing I think a lot of people come down there to rent and they think, ooh, I want to buy a second home and I want to invest and I want to do my own VRBO by myself. I don't want to give a property management company anything. And they realize real quick, okay, wait a minute, the elevator doesn't work. Who's going to go over there for maintenance? I'm in Houston, you know. So also no tax exemption on a second home.
Yes.
For the homestead, which a lot of people are like, you know, how much are those taxes down there? You know, otherwise, I mean, just like having a second home anywhere else, you've got the hurricane prep to do too sometimes that people think about, and they think, oh, I can't have a second home here if I don't live nearby. But we've got people that live in Austin that run their.
So it's a good idea to have property management already.
It is a very good idea, and we can touch on that one later.
And
yeah,
so
absolutely.
what scope do you operate in?
I do sales, but my office has a rental.
Okay.
Company
A rental
within
side,
it,
okay.
right? So I hear a lot about, so basically short-term rentals are 6 months and under, and then sales are going to be 6 months and over, leases and anything like that, any kind of rentals. But yeah.
There are a lot of stipulations. So in Houston, I know for short-term rentals, everybody wants to do Airbnb. And I'm sure that's a big thing in Galveston as well. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of restrictions related to that short-term rental options?
They're linked with Airbnb, so somebody can go on Airbnb and it will come through our reservation desk. But you're going to run into an extra fee through Airbnb unless you come to GalvestonIslandRE.com.
Oh.
And you can.
Where's that again?
GalvestonIslandRealEstate.com.
Okay.
And all the contact info's there, but come straight through us. Everyone's got a reservation fee, a booking fee. You've got your hotel tax,
And none of that
to the
is
city,
you
local,
guys don't
and
have any of
state.
that.
Well, we don't have an additional fee from
Got it.
Airbnb because they'll
Got
plug
it.
yours and then you get ours.
Got
So it's a good idea to go direct with who you're going through, local.
it. Okay.
So there are opportunities for people
Yeah,
to
we
Airbnb.
tell people that when they come in and rent next year, when you come back, call through us and you'll get 10% off, or you're not going to encounter the other fees. So
So if you had someone call you on the phone or reached out to you through the internet wanting to invest in a second property in Galveston, what would you say to them that would be the most profitable investment for them?
something on the beach, rent's the best. Absolutely. Lots of families come down Thanksgiving, Christmas time. They've got 20 people. They don't want to have them all in their house. So
that's fine.
they rent a beach house, you know, for 4th of July. Anything.
So you
They
would
open
recommend
down.
that they purchase a beach home?
Something
Beach
on
home,
the beach.
yeah, that's the number one rental, of course. And then number two would be a canal home where they can just fish or bring a boat down,
Okay.
have their own dock,
Okay.
go swimming in it if you want to. Some people don't. And then, of course, the dry lot. Everything on the island's pretty close to either the bay or the beach, so anywhere you go.
Now, if
You're
someone
getting there.
invested into a second property, what would the cost of the flood insurance be?
Depends. So we've got the private flood insurance now. We've got the FEMA flood insurance. There's a lot of different stipulations in there. It's best to talk to your insurance agent. But the flood zone in Galveston's pretty much flood zone A. On the beach, you've got the high velocity wave. So of
Yes.
course, anything on the beach or all the way in the back of the neighborhoods on the bay is going to be a little higher. And we've got a couple of X zones that don't have the necessity for the flood in
Really?
town. Very.
I was gonna
spots, couple spots.
Okay, one or two
Right.
spots that don't have
One or
flood
two
zones.
spots, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Right.
So in terms of, let me ask you this about, in terms of a second home, I want to talk about the money. What are some challenges that people see, or are there ways of creative financing that people use in order to acquire those properties?
Well, first thing you're going to run into is the lenders. It's not going to be like getting a home that you live in full time. You're going to about 20% down, I believe, versus getting your homestead. Sometimes you can get, with VA loans, FHA, 0 to 5% down. You're looking at 20% down. So you need to have a little money saved up. Also a little bit higher rates. With investment home, you're looking at probably 25% down.
Okay.
Investment home can be located anywhere within where you live. If you're getting a second home, it's got to be over 50 miles away. Otherwise, the lender's going to look at it as an investment.
Okay.
So another thing to think about, if you live in South Houston and you're investing, you're not 50 miles away. You're going to have a hard time.
So that would be considered. So
Yeah.
if you're in South Houston and you were thinking about buying a home in
So
Galveston
it's
as an investment, it's not
Second
an
home is
investment home.
over
It's
50.
more.
Over 50 miles.
It's over 50
Oh.
miles.
Second home's got to be over 50 miles away from your original.
Okay.
Investment can be right next door.
Right next. Okay.
Yeah.
And that makes a difference. Okay.
and then
That's good information.
And then you've got the challenges of different neighborhoods that are getting so many renters. We're getting so many flocks of people starting up rental homes that HOAs are starting to sometimes say, hey, working here, you know, they're trying to, but there's a few elite neighborhoods down there that won't allow it, but there's
again,
plenty of them down there, and they keep growing every day. There's more and more popping up every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's why I'm thinking we definitely have to have a professional in that area. That's why we wanted a specialist here today with us to talk about it, because you're absolutely right. A person going in, they may not know that. They just know that they want a second. Yes, they just know that they want to invest.
Absolutely. So
now you mentioned earlier about someone managing the property, because even if I live pretty close to Galveston, not that far, but having to drive there could be a headache, could be a pain because something isn't working. So that's one challenge that people might have. Can you think of any other challenges that they may have when they invest?
I guess establishing yourself and getting on all the outlets and just getting all set up with the right property management company. Some of these places, you can be totally hands off, and they get about 30% of your earnings.
Oh, wow.
But that means if there's a light bulb out, they'll go there, take care of the linens, they take care of the cleaning ladies. Yeah, so they complete hands free, and you can block your own family time out. If you say, hey, I want to be in there the weekend of July 4th. They've got off season, they've got peak season. So a lot of these families get this, they get their mortgage paid by having their renters, and they come down once a month, once every few months, and it works out for them. But reviews are another thing that might be challenging. There's some people out there that if something doesn't work in the house, you know, and
if they had a bad experience.
I believe Airbnb puts you on restriction, kind of like Facebook jail does.
Gotcha.
And they say, okay, you can't rent your house for a week through us because you've just got this and this many, you know, and it's hard to get rid of. So it's important to have somebody manage it that make sure the house is clean, make sure it's supplied.
I didn't know that.
And answer questions.
Answer everything.
That they put you on restriction. I'll put you in Airbnb jail. That's what we'll call it for the show.
Okay.
You guys stick around. Don't go anywhere. Sylvia is not going anywhere. We'll be right back. Red Door Conversations. Hello. We are the Lisa White team with GBR Realty, and we would love to be your real estate team of choice when buying, selling, and/or investing in real estate. You ask yourself, why should you choose us? Here's why. Our team has a cumulative total of 55 years of experience. We have great market knowledge, and we are abreast of the new developments as they occur in our industry. And lastly, you're not just a number with us. When you choose us, you become family. We are there every step of the way, from the execution of the contract to inspections to negotiating repairs, all the way past the closing table. Purchasing a home will probably be the largest investment that you make in your life. You should not go at it alone. Trust the professionals at GBR Realty to assist you with all of your real estate needs.
Welcome back to Red Door Conversations, Real Talk and Realty. We are joined today by a special guest, Ms. Sylvia Barrett with Galveston Island Real Estate, and we are talking about investing in real estate on the island. Let's dive right back into it. I have a question, and I think a lot of people want to buy, but they have no idea where to start in terms of structuring their financing. What would you recommend, Sylvia, to a person who's interested in investing in the island?
First of all, I don't want to give legal advice.
Right.
Talk to your lawyer, but a lot of people structured into an LLC to where if they can record their business losses.
That's smart.
Renovations, any kind of marketing efforts. If you're planning on having a vacation home, so you're not held personally liable for anything beyond that home. Some people keep them in their own names if they're just using it as a second home.
Yeah.
But I definitely say talk to an attorney and look at a structure, some kind of corporation if you're going to be running it as an investment. Absolutely.
Good advice.
If you were looking to invest, and you might already have investments on the island, where would you look first to invest?
What part of the island?
Yes, what part of the island?
I like the West End.
Okay. And so that's Jamaica Beach.
Jamaica Beach, Pirates Beach, Sea Isle.
And
There's a
why
lot
do you
more little
prefer that
restaurants coming up there. People on golf carts more than in cars there usually.
I like it.
Can't drive on the highway, but you can cross it over to the beach. You can drive your golf cart on the beach there, park your car on the beach there. You've got the seawall area where they've got paid parking, and bring all your beach stuff and lug it with you. It's kind of nice to have a vehicle.
And you can't do that on the east side?
It's paid. Stewart Beach is on the east end. There's usually an entrance fee to get in there. It's a beautiful beach. They've got amenities out there, restrooms and things that they don't have on the west end, but there's gas stations. There's other ways to do it if you got to go.
Right.
But I like the west end, but I think a lot of people come here from Houston and bigger places, and they like to relax and unwind, and it's not as touristy out there, not as much traffic.
So which side is more expensive to invest in? Or is the price comparable?
I'd say it's comparable because in town you've got a lot of the historical homes, Victorian homes, and there's definitely a lure to that with a lot of people too.
Okay.
There's people that want to stay in condos on the seawall, which is a very big investment. It's hard to come across a condo these days.
Is it
What
really?
what side of Galveston is that you have to catch the ferry to get to?
That is the north, going over to Bolivar, Crystal Beach.
Okay.
And that ferry sometimes has a 2-hour wait time.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. So for those that are
summer.
investing over there, in order to get over there, they have to factor in that 2-hour wait time, or
And a lot of people don't want to do that.
a lot of people don't want to do that. That's right.
Straight down
So
to
does that
Galveston.
affect the prices of those homes in that area?
A little less over there.
Little bit less.
A little less developed. I don't think they've got anything going on there like they do in Galveston.
No retail.
With restaurants, bars, just mini golf, just all kinds of things. It's a lot more barren out there.
But see, again, that's why we would need someone like you to
Right.
to tell us that. And I'll tell you this. A few years ago, my family, because we do it every year, my family, we went to a beach house. We were having an excellent, amazing time inside the home. And all of a sudden, we got a knock on the door. It was the police.
What?
Yes.
What happened? The neighbors?
The neighbors, yes. And so apparently, I
the
guess
neighbors
this-
complained.
They complained.
Yes, they just the complaint was that it was just too many cars there, and we probably had about 10 cars.
Okay.
And we do this every year, but apparently we didn't do it. This particular beach house was not in an area where that owner could rent it out. It was closer in. We were happy when we got there because
And the HOA requirements.
it was closer in. Once we came in on 61st, it was much closer in. So we were like, yay.
Well, what
But
happened?
Well, the
make y'all
police,
leave?
They ultimately came and
Oh, wow.
Yes, and it was the HOA. So
Oh my God.
That's
so,
awful.
So what did you say to the owner? What was your rebuttal or so with him, he or she, when you called them and said, look,
Well, they obviously
this is
had to
what's
give her back her
happening.
money.
Well, they kind of said they didn't know. They were sorry.
Oh, girl.
They kind of said that they didn't know.
Do your due diligence.
Yes. So what I'm going to ask is this. What is the best way that someone can begin? Because this owner was obviously a beginner and just didn't know. But
And the person that sold them the property, if they were going to use it for an investment, that's the real estate
But
professional
people
that
don't
should.
always tell us that, right? They don't
Yeah,
always
people don't
say
always tell us what they're going to
what
do.
they're
with
going
the
to
property.
do.
I always ask, but
But-
I'm in the location where I have to ask because a lot of people don't know, and they say, well, is it difficult? Maybe I do want to do it in the future. I'm like, okay, well, that's something to think about then.
Right.
Because, there's like a handful of neighborhoods that do not allow vacation rentals, anything under 6 months. Is considered vacation, and they just don't
Really?
allow them.
Wow.
Well, I guess you have to have a mix because there maybe you just don't want to live next to Airbnb rentals. Maybe you really want to have your family in a
And that's where the property
established
management
community.
comes in.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, people rent these houses out. They live in Austin. They don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Teenagers renting.
You made this brings up a good point to me. You made me think of this. You guys had 10 cars. You had your whole family there. We always think about flood insurance and wind insurance in Galveston, but what additional insurances, if someone's interested in buying, what other insurance should they consider?
We've always got the homeowners everywhere. Of course, we've got the flood. We've got windstorm, which we really don't have. A lot of people don't realize that they need to have.
Right.
A lot of the flood just covers the downstairs, so a lot of the houses on the west end
Well,
are on
Galveston is
18-foot
a
pilings
coastal-
or less,
coastal
and you're not
community.
gonna and you're not gonna flood upstairs 18 feet up. So
But you'll get wind damage.
Yes.
And so you have to have
windows.
that. Okay.
Windows. Absolutely. Windows break and a hurricane comes, something,
That's
and you
it.
get water in your house from the high winds.
Wow.
That's windstorm.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so if you
Some
don't
people
have
think that's flood.
windstorm
You
and you
have-
only have flood,
but that's a requirement.
You gotta have
Is
it
it
if you got a
required?
mortgage.
Oh, if you have a mortgage.
The lender will require
only
it.
if you have a
absolutely.
mortgage.
Right. So many, and that, because
Only if you
many
have
people
mortgage.
invest and they have money.
Yeah, they're buying
They
cash.
have that cash.
But
Which a
Galveston
lot
is
of
a
them do.
coastal county, just like Brazoria. So you gotta have it. I mean,
You don't. Nobody's requiring you to have it.
Just the lender.
You would just have to take on that responsibility.
but
if a
you're saying
flood
if
comes
there was
through.
no lien on it.
If there's no lien on, there's
Okay.
no mortgage on it.
Right.
Yeah.
But now, if
Yeah.
you're renting your property out, is there a special renter's insurance policy from a management perspective that you recommend to your clients?
Each homeowner carries their own.
Yeah.
They carry their liability, their homeowners. I mean, we direct them, if you're gonna have people on your property, somebody falls on your stairs, of course you should have a liability. Even if you're paid the house off, you need to have insurance if you're gonna have people on your property.
Right.
Yourself.
Gotcha.
So
Absolutely.
even if you buy cash or if you pay the house
Get it.
off, from the professional to you, get the insurance.
Get it.
Right.
Yes. So, ladies, do y'all have any other questions?
I don't necessarily have any questions, but the ladies of Red Door Conversation, we appreciate you for making the drive from Galveston to come sit with us to impart knowledge and wisdom and insight to our listeners and our viewers. I want them to know, how can they reach you?
Well, my email is Sylvia, Sylvia, at galvestonre.com. My telephone number is 404-944-6698, and I am at Galveston Island Real Estate.
Thank
Excellent.
you so
Very nice.
much
Thank you for having
coming
me.
out.
Yes. All right, guys. We will see you soon. But until then, bye-bye.
Bye bye.